Hello everyone, this is Professor Maloney, and today we're going to start our Chapter 4 work. I provided the overview video anyway, about 5 days ago. This is the 4th of October. I did that on the 30th of October, I think. That's when I played it anyway. So anyway, but today we'll dig in and start doing some programming. So I'm going to demonstrate today a programming example using if, else programming logic. All right, and I'm going to start with a nice simple. It will have quite a few else-if statements in it, which means, multi-selection. But I'm also going to then extend it. Like I'll start it kind of small and then add to it so you can see what happens when I do that. All right. And of course, I want you to learn from doing this as well. So let me go on over to REPL. So I'm going to share my screen. Then I'll get over to REPL. I want to create a REPL, C++, and we shall say Chapter 4, if logic program. And the owner is me, C++ is the template, create. All right, so now one of the things that some of you did not do very well in the program that you had to create for the Units 2 and 3 exam was to provide comments, and that was worth 8% of your grade. Most of you did a great job, by the way, on that, but some of you did not. Some didn't provide one darn comment. So always do comments. So this is Chapter 4, if, else, programming example. To demonstrate selection criteria in a program. Right? So we are going to also, of course, are using namespace. I won't need anything else in this really. We're not going to need any of the other pound includes because we're not doing anything with math. We're not doing anything with strings. So it's just a matter of what we've got here. Okay. I always like to have my opening curly brace on a separate line. I talked about that at the overview for Chapter 4. My closing, of course, at the end of that separate line. So I'm going to just delete that and start doing my code. So what am I going to do? Well, this programming example is going to demonstrate just converting numeric grades to letter grades. All right, and we're going to first start, like I said, with the easy stuff. But always step one is what? Declare variables. I'm only going to need one variable, yes, and it's going to be an int. Could it be a double? Yeah, let's say a double, because students can enter numeric grades. So I'll just say enter a double numeric grade, double numeric grade, and let's say it equal, and I'll go ahead and assign it to 0 already. So really, I'm going to say step 1, declare variables, and step 2, assign values. Assign value. Let's see if I can get that up on one line now. There we go. All right. So double numeric grade equals 0. Then we're not really going to have step 3, but again, I always like to talk about it. So step 3 and 4, calculations and display results. All right, so we're going to obviously have to ask a question. We're going to need to say what we're going to be doing, and we want to get it from the user. So let's say here we'll have a little COOT statement, and that will be enter your numeric grade. Okay, and that'll be all we're going to have to do on this thing here, and we'll make it go down the line. So enter your numeric grade. And we're going to have C input, and remember greater than for that, and we're going to say numeric grade. And once you see it here, when you declare a variable, when you see it, you can click on it, right? It's a numeric grade. All right. So obviously the user is going to input a number. Well, that's what we're hoping anyway, right? So CIN numeric grade. Then we're going to ask a logic question, which is meaning we're using selection criteria for if statements in this particular example. So we'll say if, okay, and then numeric grade. Now, I'm going to just say greater or equal 90, greater or equal 90, right? So if the numeric grade is greater than or equal to 90, I'm happy, and obviously that means they're going to make an A, okay? So, say here, user made 90 or higher, all right? So then we're going to have our little COOT statement. Now, it's always good to do opening and closing curly braces, though, within your if statements. So then I'll say COOT, less than, you earned an A, okay? An A grade. Congratulations, okay? So we congratulate the user and we are happy and they are happy, right? I'm going to delete the little extra line, but now that's not going to be the only choice, right? So I'm going to go ahead now. Let me put you know what? I'm going to put this in double quotes so you don't think I'm talking about a char here. Just so you earned an, oh no, yeah, double quotes won't work because of that. I'll just say an A grade, okay? All right, an A grade. Congratulations, and L. So once you have one set up, then you can just copy it. So always remember stuff like this, right? So like we can copy this because we want the opening curly, the closing curly, and whatever is in between after our if statement. So control copy that, okay? Then enter and just control V to paste it back in. And now though, we want to see it's not an if now, but it's going to be an else if, okay? So now remember here we have an if and the opening and closing are after it. So we want to have an if. So here, let's go now do another if, okay? And we can also copy the expression. And we know it's numeric grade greater or equal to 90. I've already done the open and close. So let me, do this. But since I want that comment too, I'll just copy all of it and I'll remember to delete the closing parenthesis after, okay? So if, actually I'll close it, delete it right there. All right, so now if numeric grade is greater than equal to 80, okay? User made 80 or higher. You earned an A B grade. Good job. Give them one exclamation mark, okay? So now we'll copy all of this part now. Again, we want the expression, we want the opening curly, we want the COOT, we want the ending curly, so control copy that, then control V that, and now they made a C, so 70, made a 70 or higher. You earned a C grade. That's satisfactory. Satisfactory. You should do better, but you should do better next. I don't want all that. Just you should do better. Okay. All right. So that's that. Oh, look at me. I'm doing all these as separate ifs. I don't want that. I want else if. Okay. So if, else if. Then I want another else if. Can I do it with just ifs? Yes, I can. I demonstrated that in the, or I didn't demonstrate, but I mean, I covered it in my overview video, right? Where I said, as a matter of fact, I even said when I covered it that I would probably not allow that on an exam. And I said probably, though. It doesn't mean I would not. So anyway, so if the numeric rate is greater than or equal to 90, then this is true. So if it's 90 or higher, this is a true statement. If it's a true statement, the cursor then pops up into the next code statement, which is this, okay? And it'll say you earned an A grade, congratulations. Else if means it wasn't, it was false up here. It wasn't greater than or equal 90, it was 89 or less. So now we're going to say else if numeric grade greater or equal 80, user made an 80 or higher, you earned a B grade. Good job. Else if, now went to a 70, right? You earned a C that's satisfactory. All right. Now, let's go delete one more time. All right, so that's in there. And now we want one more for a D. Okay. Control copy that. And yes, I could have just kept the same thing in my clipboard, obviously. Whoops, actually, I don't want that now. Now I got to get this. Okay, so control copy that. And now that has to go after the C, meaning the closing curly, the C, and then here. So else if it's greater than equal to 60 now, user made a 60 or higher. Okay, you earned a B grade. That means you must retake this class because programming you must make at least a C in programming classes. I'm just saying this, but anyway. All right. All right. Right. Okay. And now let's just get the whole thing with this, but we don't need an else. Well, actually, we do want an else. So I'm going to copy all that, copy, and then enter again. Now we'll put that in one more time. So now we're going to say else if the numeric grade is greater than 0. You notice that the F range is the biggest. It goes from 0 to 59. I mean, generally, some teachers are different, but anyway. So it's greater than 0. You made an F. We made 0 or higher. Okay, you earned an F grade. You earned an F. That means, unfortunately, let's see, unfortunately, you need to talk to your academic advisor and switch degree plans. Okay. All right, now, so that's been maybe 8 or 10 minutes. All right, let me hide this part. So let's run it, and then we'll talk about it. Enter your numeric grade, good. So let's say I make a 59. What should that be? Should be an F. It says you earned an F. Unfortunately, you need to talk to your academic advisor and switch degree plans. Let's see why that went to the F range. So it's an if statement, remember. So here is the first if statement. It said if the numeric grade is greater than or equal to 90. And I told you every logical expression must answer to either true or false. Well, this number that we're going to get from the user can be greater than or equal to 90. It can be lower, less than, or equal to 90. It can be equal to 90. It can be anything we want to make it. But the statement if, open parenthesis, numeric grade greater or equal 90 does invoke a true or false answer. It's either right, meaning it's true, or it's false. Okay. In this case, I put in a 59, as you see over here in the shell part over on the right side. So that's a 59. That means it's not greater than or equal to 90. So then that means the opening, the closing, and the coot, they're skipped. Then it goes to the else if. So else if the numeric grade is greater than or equal to 80. Is 59 greater than or equal to 80? No, it is not. So it comes down to, doesn't go to this one. It skips that. Goes to the next else if. Is the numeric grade greater than or equal to 70? No, it's not. It's a 59. So it skips this statement. Goes to the next else if. 59 is less than 60. So this is still not true. So it goes down to one more else if. Numeric grade greater or equal 0. Ah, yes, 59 is greater than or equal to 0. So this is the true statement. Line 27 is true. So instead of skipping it, it now comes into it. And it says, you earned an F grade. Unfortunately, you need to talk to your academic advisor and switch degree plans. Okay? So you see that thing worked out exactly the way it should. That's a good thing. But now let's just figure out what else could happen here. Let's just say, run it again. And oops, let me hear my phone here. Maybe my wife. Just a chat. Thank you. Likewise. Okay, no big deal. That was just a, what do you call it? A message. All right. So now let's just run it again and just do one more thing. Let's run it. And now, first of all, you should test all your scenarios. So let's make it a 90. Okay. You earned an A. Congratulations. So that worked. Then test a B. Well, a B, there's a high number and a low number. So let's test it with the high number, meaning 89. It says you earned a B. Good job. Now let's test it with the low number, 80, right? See, this is what you have to always do. It still says you earned a B grade. So again, going down here, this one was false. So it skips this. The first else if, though, it's greater than or equal to 80. In this case, it's exactly equal. And remember, we did the relational operators, by the way, and I talked about them in chapter 4. There's equal, less than equal. Greater than equal, all of them are good. Not equal, they're all good. And then logical operators are things like not, that's the exclamation sign, or that's the two pipe characters. Then the pipe character is on your keyboard. It's the key that's above the enter and below the backspace. And you have to hit the shift key with the backslash on the backslash key, and the top part of it is what we call the pipe character. It looks like a vertical line, okay? You need two of them. So that's the or, and then there's the and. The and is two ampersands. The ampersand is above number 7 on the keyboard, okay? Above number 7. So that is that. But anyway, so this one tested good on the low end of the B range, 80, and also on the high end, 89. So now let's run it again and go to the high end of the C range. So 79. Yep, that's a C. It's unsatisfactory. Run it again and go to 70, the lowest number. Okay. A C still. So that's still right. Now we want to go one lower than a 70 to a 69 and verify the program still works. You earned a D grade. Yep, you must retake this class because you must make at least a C. Yep. So run it again and try now the low end of a 60 to 69, which would be the 60, and still a B, so it's good. Now let's run the high end of the F. That'll be a 59, which is, I think, what we just tested. Yep, that's an F grade. And then let's do a 0, just to verify again. And that's still an F, so everything is working fine, okay? But what if we do this now? Look, I enter your numeric grade 101. You earned an A, congratulations. What? Let's do 121. 121. What? Why? Well, that's where you got to start now thinking. Okay, how do you think? Well, you got to look. So we have a statement in line 11. If numeric grade is greater than or equal to 90, right? Well, greater than or equal to 90 makes it nice and easy, but it doesn't talk about what if it's 1,000? What if it's 22,114? Well, that's still higher, right? So it's probably not that good. So here we want to use an ampersand, the and, which means the and clause, a compound condition, and we want to use it here. So let's now say if numeric grade greater than or equal to 90, that's the start of the expression, ampersand, that means and then what? Well, the numeric grade again. So you click on numeric grade. What? Less than, equal, 100, or you could have just said less than 101. So that's a new expression. So now let's run it and see if we get 101 again. 101. Oh, you earned a B grade. Look at that. Because here I have a compound condition with the and clause, meaning those two ampersands mean and. So it's if the numeric grade is greater than or equal to 90 and the numeric grade is less than or equal to 100. So it can only be between 90 and 100, but it's inclusive, meaning the 90 is good and the 100 is good. Well, 101 is not. So what happens? This is false, right? So then it goes down to the next else. And look at this one. Greater than or equal to 80, but no and clause. So it doesn't get the 90 to 99. It's not ruining that. but it's allowing the fact that 101 is higher than an A grade, basically, because it's less than equal to 100 in line 11. So now the 101 is coming down here, which means if I now fix this one, how am I going to fix it? Well, I can say and again, and then numeric, right? And this time less than 90, because here it's greater than equal to 90. So less than 90 will then pass it. Run it again. Let's say the same number. I'll change it to 111 this time. 111. Oh, look at that. Now it's a C, because line 11 is false, right? Because 111 is higher than 100, so it's not covered here. So it's false. This is not a true statement. Okay, so it's false. It goes to the next else if. It's higher than 80, higher than equal to 80, and it's less than equal to 90, less than 90. No, it's not. 111 is higher than 90, so that's false. So then the next one, which is the C, it's got a greater than equal to 70, but no and clause, no or clause. So yeah, it's greater than equal to 70. 111 is way higher, so you earned a C because there's nothing else on it, right? So this is an example of showing you how to do these things. So here, and numeric, right? Here we would want to then say less than, and the B starts at 80, including 80. So 80 plus. So here we don't want the equal, just less than 80, okay? And then on the C, it's got to be equal to 70, greater than equal to 70, but less than 80. And then for the next one, the D, greater than equal to 60, and again, numeric again, okay, less than 70. So now we're tightening it up. And then for the else if numeric grade greater than equal to 0, watch. If I run this one, it's going to also pass that one and give me an F. 126. I made an F. Why? Well, line 11 is false, so it passes it, right? Because remember, the grade is 126, which is way more than 100. So this is false, this is false. Doesn't matter, as long as one is false and on an and clause, they're both false. But either way, it's false. All right, so this is true, this is false, which makes it false. All right, then it comes down here. It's greater than equal 80, yeah, that's true. But numeric grade less than 90, that's false. And means it's all false. Okay, else if. So it goes to the next else if. It's not going to be less than 80. That's false because the answer is 126. So that's no good. The next one. It's greater than equal 60. Yeah, that's true, but it's not less than 70. So again, it's false. Okay. Next one. It's greater than equal to 0, but nothing else. Yeah, this is way greater than 0. 126 is way better. But look, you earned an F grade because this one doesn't have an ampersand again, the 2. So the and clause, and numeric grade, and you know the answer, less than 60. Okay, so now that's good. All righty, so now just a quick little run now to just do a couple of the other ones. So now let's say 60. We know it's a D, right? That's no good. 59 for sure is locked into the F now. Oops, stop. 59. You earned an F, fine. 69 will be the same thing as the 60. It'll be a D. So 69, fine, it works. I'm not going to keep testing them, but what about now? You know, Miami-Dade College, we use this system basically, okay? But some schools give you an A+, a B+, a C+, probably even a D+, but I don't think an F+. So how could we do that? Wow, then we have more work to do, right? Or what if they don't put in a number and we want to let them try to do it again? We could do something else there. But let's first talk about, well, let's allow at least to do the better grades. So here on the if numeric greater than equal to 90, maybe above that one, I can have it if numeric grade greater equal 97 and less than equal 100, right? So now let's copy this if down to the open and closing curly braces, copy that, and that's now going to be the first one. I'm sorry about that, the ringing. That's people banging on going out to my garage door and coming back in. It's my wife or someone else, one of my sons, or they're just going in and out. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I copied that, and let me think again. So I want to make it above this one, okay? Which means this one's going to have to be now an else if. But let me go down here anyway and do this. Now Control V that in, okay? So now that's a if, which means this is now the else if right there, okay? So if the numeric rate is greater or equal 97 and it's less than or equal to 100, you have earned an A+. That's outstanding. So let's just say outstanding work. Wow. Okay, so that'll be the new thing for that one. Now, and then we can have another though if, actually let's take it from the else if. So else if down to there. So again, Control copy that. And now if they make higher than a 94 or higher or equal 94 up to a 96, I think that's the regular A in this case. So I'm going to say Control copy that, Control copy. And now after the A+, put that one in. Control V. So that's 97 to 100. So this will be 94 less than 97 or less than or equal 96. Doesn't really matter as long as I'm not covering two things. And be careful that you don't. That'd be a logic error again. So here I'm saying now in the first one, if the numeric rate is greater than or equal 97. So greater or equal. So 97 is covered. So in this one, 94 is greater or equal, and less than or equal 96 covers 96. Otherwise, I could just say less than and say 97. Just think of your logic. As long as you're covered, you're good. So that would be then an A. So that's the real A. And now we want an A minus. Okay? You see how much we can do to make this even better? So in there, and now it's greater or equal 90. And this time I'll say less than equal again rather than the less than equal. So it has to then be less than or equal 93. So now let's make sure. So from 90 to 93 inclusive is going to be an A minus, okay? 94 to 96, because this is saying less than, right? I really like less than equal better, so I'm going to go back to less than equal, 96. I was wanting them to have more relational operators used, but that doesn't matter. So let's start at the bottom of the A again. So line 19, 90 to 93 inclusive, that's an A minus. 94 to 96 inclusive, that's an A. 97 to less than, well, 97 to 100 inclusive, that's an A+. So we're covered, all right? I won't do it on the B's, even though I obviously could, right? But you can add things that you want to add, all you want to do, all right? So now let's run it and make an A+, so 100, A+, outstanding work. Wow, all right, so that was good. Let's do it again. Let's make sure my 101 doesn't work anymore. It shouldn't. 101, see, didn't do anything. That's the way it should be. Now, I could have an else statement, which I'll do in a little while too, actually. I should have an else that this is just no good. You didn't enter a valid number, okay? So that could be done. And then, but anyway, I ran it, so that's fine. So we did the high one. Let's go now to a middle one, 96 should be a regular A, okay? And now the low end of a regular A is going to be a 94. So 94 will still be an A, okay? And then 93 should be an A minus. 93 is an A minus. And then 90 is also an A minus. All right. Okay, so that's done for the A. You guys, as a challenge, do the same with this one. See, we only have that now for the B's. Set it up where you have an 87 to 89, an 84 to 86, and an 80 to 83. And then make sure you do it right. Then do the same with your C's, okay? And even your D's, all right? Now, you don't submit this, though, so you don't get a grade on it, but that would be, good work. Oh, that's good. Powder protein drink. All right, so that is now good. Now, what else can we do? Well, let's add an else statement now. Okay, so we have the if. You always start with if, okay? And always use an opening and closing curly brace for every if you're using. Then once you're done with the first if you want to do another, then they're else ifs. And they also have an opening and closing. Make sure they're not repeating the same numbers, right? Make sure that they're all, like I just verified, numerically, they're all separate, okay? So then all these else ifs. But what if I want to now go down to an else at the very end? So in other words, well, what if none of those worked, but there's an else? And what do we have with an else? Well, let's do another opening and closing, opening and closing curly. So else, all right, else, just else. What's going on? Let me just do the opening curly here, okay, and then down, all right. They didn't want me to do that else for some reason. All right, so now we have an else. And we'll say here we'll have a COOT statement that they entered bad information. So COOT, you entered an invalid number. Like we're talking about a negative number here. You entered an invalid number, okay? Try again. Try again. Then after our little try again, do we want to let them actually try again or not? That's interesting. Let's see. So let's see if I would like them to get to do this again. So if I put in a bad number, let's see, my low number is greater or equal 0. So what if I put in a negative number, in other words? So let's see. So I'm going to say minus 10. That's not a good number in what I'm saying anyway. You entered an invalid number, try again. Right, so it came down here, okay, which is good. But now if I want to do something to allow a user to start again, I got to figure out what I want this to do. Let's see here. So I could have a goto, and to have a goto, I need to have what we call like a label where it would then go if we're going to try to do something. Okay. So I'm going to say go to start. So up here, I want to have, where would I have my start? I want to have it before my if. So let's see, start. So here's my if, my highest if, all right? So up here, before this COOT statement about entering your numeric grade, I want to have that other thing now, okay? So I'm going to go just above that one, and I'm going to say start, and I have to then make a start do something. So start, and what do I want my start to do? I'm just going to say a colon, because that'll start it, and then a semicolon. Let me think here. Whoops. Let me get out of that. Let's see. Allowing user to enter another, to correct bad input, to correct bad number numeric input. Let me just say correct negative number. Correct negative number. Okay, so that, all right. So now, if they come back up to that number there and I set that thing up, that would be A-OK. So now, I got to tell someone to go to that start. So let's see, now I've got to start. Allowing user to what? So go to start, go to start, go to start. So down here, when I said, remember this is for an invalid number. So let me go over here and say go to start, semicolon. Let's see if this will. So they see a message, you entered an invalid number, try again, go to start, go back to line. I don't want to say line because when I type code, it gets messed up and they go to different. Go back to allow user to re-enter this negative number. Oh, to re-enter a positive number. To enter positive number. All right, so go to start. Then it comes up here, and here's my start. Start needs a colon, and then you need the semicolon because it is code. And down here, we're saying go to start. It doesn't need a semicolon because that's not, I mean a colon, because start is, a start needs a colon, but here you're referring them, so I'm sending them back. All right, I think that will work. And then if it comes here, it's going to be there, and then it's going to say enter your numeric grade because that's the next line of code. So let's try this now. So now minus, I'll just say -1. You entered, okay, yeah. So you entered an invalid number, try again, and that was down here. Okay, so that's this line here, line 46. But then after that, I say go to start, and then it's looking for a label called start, which is this, okay? And it's got an end, you know, it's a code statement, so it got that. And then it goes to the next line, which is enter your numeric grade. So it's doing good. So now let's say the number 1. Actually, let's say even a 0, because a 0 technically counts. Yeah, you earned an F, so it worked, okay? Now, so that's good. So that's good, good, good. Now, if you want to, you can have another one. You can do a similar go-to statement. Maybe if they get an A, maybe they have another grade they want to enter or whatever. Anyway, you can, so you can think of that. You know what? I'm going to put at the end of this, I'm going to put, let's see, that's positive number, enter that. And then that is over. And then down here, I'll say student challenge, GE, so student challenge, add B plus, B, B minus, C plus, C, C minus, grades based on what I did for A plus, A, and A minus. Also, add another go-to. Also add another go-to, another go-to start, if you want to, All right, that. All right, I think then that is good. All right, so let me let you now take pictures of this code. All right, so up here, wait a minute, where's my, oh man. Oh, okay, I did a pounding, my little comment. I like that above that, actually. Let's control X that out of there, control X that out of there, delete that, and then here, and then here. The comment, I think, should always be above it. It's just my humble opinion. All right, so we got comment. Then again, you should always have comments on what you're doing, okay? And here I said user made 90 or higher. Now I got to say 97 or higher, right? 97, well, to 100, not higher, because higher is not necessarily right, right? 97 to 100. Okay. Here, user made 94 to 96, not or higher. Here, they made 90 to 93. Then here, I'm not doing anything on the others. Numeric grade. Ooh, whoa. This is no good. Okay, see, that's why I got it. Even though this didn't affect me yet, if I tested it sufficiently well, this would probably hurt me as well. So let's check all these. So here, it's 97 to 100. Okay, the next one should end at 96. So now we got 94 to 96. That's fine. The next one should end at 93. And of course, we should also verify that's an A. This is an A plus. And then the next one, 90 to 93, and that should be an A minus. So that's fine. But then this one is no good. You earned an A. This is no good anymore. After that, we're down to the B range. So get rid of this, okay? Because I don't have a whole, 10 points for A anymore. Okay. All right, else 80 to 90. Oh, less than 90. I really don't like less than, so I'll say less than equal 89. Okay, and then less than equal 79. Okay, you can do whatever you want as long as they work. Now here it's 70 to 79, but you can make that better if you want to copy what I did for the C grades. 80 to 89, that would work for the B's. Okay, and then 60 to 69 for the D's. Remember, I'm going to have this set up now for you guys to, else if it's greater than equal and less than equal 59. User made 0 to 59. 0 to 59. Okay. Uh-oh, now we got an error. Let's see. So you earned. So remember, after every else, you should have an open and a close. So that's fine. After this one, well, that actually works fine too. That's an equal 59. So we have an error here somewhere. What is wrong with this one? So else if numeric grade is greater than equal 0 and numeric grade less than equal to 59. Oh, we didn't close our 59. Okay. Then we have you earned an F grade. Okay. All right. So that should be good. So let's go ahead now and let you guys take pictures. Okay. All right. And then I'll run you know what? Let me just do one test on every. I don't want to do every grade because it'll take too long now. I'm getting blah, blah. So I'll do 100 M1 because I know that one is no good. So you entered an invalid grade. Try again here, and they're letting me enter again. So I'll say 100. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, I got a period. What the heck is that? You earned. That must have been me typing. Let's just run again and say 101. Enter. Enter your numeric grade. This time 100. Okay, yeah. So that was fine. So now I'll go down to 97. That should also be, again, you have to do this, guys. You have to test. So 97 is also, so in other words, I'm testing for the scenarios for here. Okay, so I tested 100. Well, really, I tested 101, which means it won't work, which is good. And it worked. That was good. Then 97, that passed. 90. And 100, and that passed. Okay, so then I want the 94, 96. So 94. Okay, so that's an A. That's good. And then 96. That should also be an A. Okay, so that's good. I don't have to test 95 because that's in between. So that's fine. So then 93. Okay, that's an A minus. Then a 90. That should also be an A minus. That's all good. Okay, so now on the B's, since I'm not going to do anything other than what I've already done, which is this is the last of the A's. So now I want to do 80 to 89. You can set it up and challenge yourself to do what I did for the A's for the B's if you want. All right, so here I want to do now this one. 80 to 89. So I'll do it with a 89 and then an 80. So 89 is a B. That works. Then an 80 should also be a B. That should work. 80 is also a B. That's good. Then a 79 should be a C. Okay. And now the low end of a C should be a 70. And you, as a challenge, can change that to have a C plus, C, and C minus. Okay, so that works. Then here is my next one is down to 60 and less than 70. Again, I'd really rather say less than equal 69, but it's up to you what you do. All right, so I just tested a C, and that was a 70, and I tested a C also with a 79. So now I'll test it for D's the same way. So a 60, that's a D, and now a 69, that should also be a D. Okay, 69, that's also a D, all right? And then after that, I want to test 59 for an F, 59, that's an F, unfortunately, okay? And then let's go to a 0, also should be an F, okay? And then a negative number, -1, okay? That is an invalid number because I said you have to put in from 0 up to 100, okay? And then, so that was no good, but my test caught it, so that's good. And now a 0, perfect, all right? All right, so now let's let you guys take pictures. I'll leave this one up here. So line 1 to line 26, I'll leave it up there for about 20 seconds. All right, oops, shoot, get out of that. All right, so that's 1 through 20. Oh, sorry, I should also have had you had, yeah, line 1 is the comment line, sorry. Okay, so that's good. So now I'm gonna go down line 27. 27, okay, so that's a closing curly brace. And then down to, oh, my student challenge. So actually, that's all you have. That's it, period. Okay, so then from line 27 to line 46, okay. All right, then everything else, if you test it, will be good. All right. All right, so all done. Now, I like this challenge though, so try to do the challenge, all right? So challenge meaning add the B plus, the B minus, the C plus, the C minus, and if you want, add another goto. Remember this goto I put in here for right here, meaning for negative numbers, I put in this goto start, and I said that go back to allow the user to enter a positive number, all right? And what it does in line 43 I'm talking about here, so what it then does is we want to, this goto start sends us up to the start, okay? And the start is this thing here, okay? So line 9 is where I put the start and the colon, that's just a label. It's like a switch structure in this case now. And then we're allowing the user to correct the negative input. So when they got this goto start here, only working in my example for negative numbers. Okay, so that's what the else is doing. All right, so then it tells them you entered an invalid number, user. Let's fix that. All right. And then when they fix it, all they're doing is inputting a positive number, and then the positive number sends them up. Get out of here. All right. So here's the start. All right. And then the next line is enter your numeric grade. We're not repeating that. It's just there. All right. All right. So there you go. Have a great day. I'm going to have another programming example for this upcoming Thursday. And for that one, I'll be doing, I guess, a switch structure and maybe a little bit more on relational operators. I'm not sure. Probably just actually a switch structure. Because this one, really, what I just did now, this is pretty darn, there's a lot of stuff here. All right. All right. Have a great day. And I'm going to stop my recording. So let's go over here. Let's go stop my